Is there really a quote-unquote best diet for cancer prevention? Nutrition is an important part of cancer treatment. Eating the right foods before, during, and after treatment can help you feel better and stay stronger, but how can nutrition prevent cancer? Before I can discuss how nutrition prevents cancer, we need to know what cancer actually is. So according to the National Cancer Institute, cancer is the name given to a collection of related diseases. In all types of cancer, some of the body's cells begin to divide without stopping and spread into surrounding tissues. Cancer can start almost anywhere in the human body, which is made up of trillions of cells. Normally, human cells grow and divide to form new cells as the body needs them. When cells grow old or become damaged, they die and new cells take their place. To provide a little bit more understanding on cancer, I will be sharing a video from Cancer Research UK on how cancer develops and its mutation.
Cell growth and multiplication is part of a continual process called the cell cycle. To move through the different stages of the cell cycle, each cell has to go through a series of checkpoints. These checkpoints act a bit like traffic lights, and they only give the green light to a cell that's ready to go through to the next stage in the cycle. Only healthy cells are allowed to multiply, and so the cell cycle must control which cells are allowed through. The DNA inside cells can sometimes be damaged, either by mistakes in the normal processes in our cells or by things in our lifestyles or environment. Damaged cells are stopped at checkpoints and either repaired or destroyed. But occasionally damaged cells can find a way to sneak through. And sometimes the faulty DNA instructions may tell the cell to multiply at the wrong time or in the wrong place. If a cell accumulates too much damage over time, it can become a cancer cell. They then multiply out of control to form a lump or tumour. This is how cancer starts.
Cancer is now the leading cause of death in the world, and it's important that we understand what cancer is, and better yet, understand what we can do to prevent it. And nutrition plays a key role in this. And now it is my turn to share information on what nutrition can do to actually prevent cancer. Maintaining a healthy diet and increasing physical activity is an important approach to cancer control. According to the World Health Organization, general recommendations for healthy lifestyle includes limiting energy intake from fat and shifting fat consumption away from saturated fats to unsaturated fats and towards the elimination of trans fatty acids, increasing the consumption of fruits and vegetables and legumes, whole grains and nuts, limiting the intake of free sugars, limiting salt or sodium consumption from all sources, and ensuring that salt is iodized, and being physically active. Try to increase your level of physical activity to at least 30 minutes daily. Some dietary tips for cancer prevention that I found useful from eatright.org are: limit calorie-dense, nutrient-deficient foods, which means reduce your intake of foods with added sugars and solid fats that provide a lot of calories but few nutrients. These foods include sugar-sweetened beverages, processed snack foods, and desserts. Calories at a fast with these sorts of calorie-dense foods, which can lead to weight gain and leave little room for more healthful, cancer-preventive foods. Eat vegetables, fruits, whole grains, and legumes. This would mean eating plenty of whole plant foods, which is linked to a lower risk of lung, oral, esophageal, stomach, and colon cancer. At this point, it's not clear which components in vegetables and fruits are most protective against cancer, so enjoy a variety of whole foods naturally rich in nutrients, and even fill half your plate with vegetables and fruits, and make at least half of your grains whole grains. Another tip would be to moderate your meat portions. Some studies suggest a link between colon cancer and eating large amounts of red meat. This is especially true for processed meat such as ham, bacon, and hot dogs. Your best bet is to enjoy animal protein in moderation. Enjoy a small portion of meat and fill the rest of your plate with whole grains and vegetables. Focus on plant proteins. Beans and lentils are nutritious and affordable sources of protein and dietary fiber. Nutrient-dense plant-based proteins also include tofu and tempeh. Eating more plant protein than animal protein is associated with a lower risk of many types of cancers. Another kind of simple dietary tip is limit your alcohol intake. Evidence suggests all types of alcoholic drinks may increase your risk of a number of cancers, including cancer of the mouth, pharynx, larynx, esophagus, liver, breast, colon, and rectum. It's unclear exactly how alcohol affects cancer risk. It is considered more harmful when combined with smoking. If consumed at all, limit alcoholic drinks to no more than 1 drink daily for women and 2 for men. A serving of alcohol is considered 1.5 fluid ounces of hard liquor, 5 fluid ounces of wine, or 12 fluid ounces of beer. And the last tip suggested is eat whole foods. Whole foods are your best bet for reducing cancer risk. Research suggests the nutrients found naturally in foods offers a protective effect. The same findings do not appear to be true for supplements. Thus, the best sources of nutrients for cancer prevention are nutrient-rich whole foods and healthful beverages. It is difficult to prove that certain foods cause cancer. However, observational studies have repeatedly indicated that high consumption of certain foods may increase the likelihood of developing cancer. Processed foods that are high in sugar and low in fiber and nutrients have been linked to a high cancer risk. In particular, researchers have found that a diet that causes blood glucose levels to spike is associated with an increased risk of several cancers, including stomach, breast, and colorectal cancers. One study in over 4,700 adults found that those who consumed a diet high in refined carbs were almost twice as likely to die from colon cancer than those who ate a diet low in refined carbs. It's thought that higher levels of blood glucose and insulin are cancer risk factors. Insulin has been shown to stimulate cell division, supporting the growth and spread of cancer cells and making them more difficult to eliminate. In addition, higher levels of insulin and blood glucose can contribute to inflammation in your body. In the long term, this can lead to the growth of abnormal cells and possibly contribute to cancer. This may be why people with diabetes, a condition characterized by high blood glucose and insulin levels, have an increased risk of certain types of cancer. For example, your risk of colorectal cancer is 22% higher if you have diabetes. To protect against cancer, limit or avoid foods that boost insulin levels, such as food high in sugar and refined carbs. According to the World Health Organization, between 30 to 50% of cancers can currently be prevented by avoiding risk factors and implementing existing evidence-based prevention strategies. Among these evidence-based strategies are the 2012 American Cancer Society Guidelines for Cancer Prevention, which have a strong correlation between increased adherence to diet recommendations and decreased cancer mortality. There are many emerging trends, evolving research, fads, and fables circulating around the role nutrition plays in relation to cancer. Some of these are unsupported rumors with little to no evidence to back them up, such as the myth that coffee is directly related to an increased risk of cancer and therefore requires a may cause cancer disclaimer at certain coffee shops. Another common misconception is that dietary supplements are equivalent to whole food sources. However, particularly with regards to cancer prevention, antioxidants, vitamins, and minerals should ideally be consumed as part of the diet if possible. In conclusion, the food we eat impacts cancer both directly and indirectly. We consume foods with nutrients, and they directly impact the mechanisms by which cancer cells grow and spread. Indirectly, food can help control cancer by managing the surrounding biochemical conditions that encourage or discourage the progression of disease. It is imperative that we are aware of what lifestyle changes or dietary habits we can follow in order to potentially prevent cancer. There are many things that we can't change, but nutrition is one thing that we have control over.